I took the plunge and had the time of my life.
I finally took the plunge. And you know what? Feels great.
Oh, that's what we're doing. We're singing. Y'all don't know about that. Watch me. Watch me. Come on, Ed. Come on, Ed. Prove yourself.
Take it on, dig it. Take it on, take it on, dig it. Take it on.
What's up, guys? Welcome to The Plunge. Today is a day. Joining me, as always, my lovely husband, Riley T. Say what's up, dude. He's off mic, but he gave a thumbs up. And joining us, loosely as always, also fellow co-host of The Plunge, we got... Oh, what was the... From the...
Slurpy B.
Slurpy B in the house.
Yo, yo.
We are your fourth favorite host on the East Coast, the number one hockey podcast south of the border, the number one religious equestrian podcast north of the Mason-Dixon line, the number one cumulonimbus podcast south of the stratosphere, the number one Just Shimp podcast, the number one skyscraper podcast. That's what? Anyone? Bueller? Slurpy?
I don't know.
It's in the trees.
What that is.
The number one Doppler effect podcast. That's
Over here.
the number one potato podcast in Idaho, and the number one anti-nudist podcast with clothes on, and the number one spin wheel podcast that's in the spin zone. We have far too many.
Should we reassess?
We should reassess.
Should we go through reassess some of them?
Number one
cumulonimbus podcast south of the stratosphere.
Cumulonimbus. Yeah, that's right.
Did I get that one, or did I mess that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you get that?
Yeah, so maybe
That's what I mean.
next week we'll have an official announcement. We're gonna axe some. We're
only going with the classics.
No, that's not true. We might cut some classics.
Really?
We might cut some
vaulting classics.
We might vault some classics. They're not gone, but they're in the vault. We're like the Disney vault. They're
The vaulted ones will just come back on landmark episodes, namely the yearly anniversary and like hundreds.
I hate to admit it. I think the hockey podcast has to go.
I don't even think I said that.
I don't think enough
I
people
don't say it
know the
anymore.
origin.
Well, Mikey Slapshots.
Mikey Knucklepucks, Joey Slapshot, Joey Sinbins, Hunty Slapshot.
No, it's Hunty Knucklepuck. No, it is
I'm
Hunty Slapshots.
Mikey's Knucklepucks. Not enough people know. Yeah, I mean, people don't know the origins of a lot of them. I'd argue most don't.
Do you think anybody listening now knows the origin of loose corn?
Yes. Yes.
What would your obscure piece of plunge lore be?
Oh,
It's gotta be the gay marriage, right?
I think enough people know about the gay marriage.
That was like historic.
we broke barriers with the gay marriage. My obscure piece of plunge lore.
Yeah.
It's probably the fucking pack of diapers I keep on hand in my house.
I think mine would have to be who was the original voice and what was it?
Oh, yeah, the original cast members is
Do you know
also
who
good.
the original voice from down the street under that lamppost was?
So there's two.
It's Joe, and do you know the
No,
other?
it's not Joe.
It
Joe's
is
neither of
Joe.
them. No.
Yes, he is.
It's Sully from the Forgotten episode.
No, that's
He's
not
the
forgotten. That was the test episode. He
Episode
doesn't
0.
count. Joe
it's
wasn't
Sully,
that.
the voice from the room over there, and then it's Ryan, Big
From
Rick
that
underneath the lamppost.
No,
Episode.
Joey Sinbins was the voice from Beyond.
R.I.P., dude. R.I.P.
I think that might be my most obscure piece of plunge knowledge. And people say I do nothing for that show. I'm a fucking
If I
brain
compiled
historian.
every person who's ever been in some capacity, not like in a TikTok or anything, but as co-hosted in some capacity at all, if I compiled a list of all of them, what % do you think you would get?
I think a fair amount.
Give me a number. Because I'd say
Out of
there's
100?
I'd say there's probably let's
Or
go with
like
100.
number-
Let's go with 100 because that's probably
I mean
about
like
what it is.
100% of them.
Let's
or
just
how
go.
many people?
Let's just say if there was 100, how many do you think you would get?
80.
Okay, I think that's where I would put you at too.
Do you think you could get 100? I don't think you would get.
I think
100%.
I could. If I had like unlimited guess, I think
Who
I could
was
get them all.
our second annual sexpert?
What? Second Autumn Stupka.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That you just government named her and got her last name.
Shout out the first.
Can I tell you, I thought that I was going to get you on that.
I actually got a not angry call, but like a what the fuck call about a month ago from the first sexpert, episode 69 and
269?
169. No, we're far past 269.
No, I'm saying because she wasn't on 269.
No, this person has a boyfriend, and she told the boyfriend about it, and he did not like the results of the episode, especially what was it? Her hoe
train,
the hoe train, the hoe parade. Yeah,
hoe parade.
Something they did not like it. They did not like listening to her hoe phase, and I said, "Too bad, so sad." That shit stays up.
Did she want to take it down?
No, but she was like, "I can't believe he found that," and I went, "You probably showed him."
He found that?
I don't know if he found it or she showed him. I don't know the situation. I think it's hilarious.
Damn, podcast has some exposure.
Seriously.
Listen,
Hey,
if
we
you
had
come
Vermin
on to
Supreme.
talk about being a whore, it might come back at some point. My whole life's on this podcast, you know? Like, I don't fucking know.
I like that.
Your one episode doesn't mean shit to me.
We're also all wearing varying degrees of khaki.
And we're all wearing
khaki
some
boys.
sort of brown shoe. And we're all kind of leg crossed.
Does
the
anybody
same...
smell my feet?
No.
Nah,
I
Keep them
can
on,
smell-
brother.
No, I can smell my feet.
Episode 269, 296.
We're
We actually
296?
we're 296.
Oh, my Lord.
And 297 and 8 are going to be pre-recorded, so we're going to have to have an extravaganza for 300 when I return.
That's nutty.
Yeah. I'm going on a boat, so
A big boat.
we're going to have movie podcasts, and don't you worry, I've been putting in that work.
Did you count how many movies you watched?
Well, Hunter,
It was
as
14 in the last.
as we talk,
I watched 3 with Riley alone. I watched Rocky 4 through 6, and I would say 3.5 because I watched the back half of Rocky 3 with you.
yeah, you were so gracious, the gracious wheel expert host.
This was off the podcast.
You
though,
gave
that I
me-
allowed this.
You gave me a Stallone marathon. You authorized a Stallone marathon. We talked about it a little bit last week.
Went crazy.
I finished,
Did you finish the Expendables today?
brother. I finished the Stallone marathon in a whopping.
2 days.
It was the 9th
Oh,
to the 15th. 6 days. I finished 19 Sylvester Stallone.
You finished
movies.
6 Rocky movies in 18 hours.
I did Rockies 1 through 6, Creed 1. I already watched Creed 2 and 3, so I needed to finish it. I am throwing them in the wheel. Or, you know,
Say in the wheel.
I'm throwing them in the wheel repository.
Don't
Because
bust that word out and just breeze by.
I watched the 2 and 3 after we started the wheel just on my own time. So I'm counting those as a wheel franchise now that I watched 1.
If I remember correctly, those Rockies are all like 3-hour films, right?
No,
Like
Rockies. Brother, let me tell you, Sylvester Stallone did it right. His movies are 90 minutes on
Oh, okay.
the
Hey.
dot.
Excluding
Expendables 3.
no Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa is like 2 hours.
It was 154 because you made a joke about it being 1 hour and 45 minutes. You were close.
Oh, no, I think it was 147. And I was like, oh, but this one's
Oh, that's what it was.
145. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
2 minutes off. Yeah, I watched Rockies 1 through 6, Creed 1, Escape Plan 1 through 3, Rambo 1 through 5, and Expendables 1 through 4.
The last Rambo
I also-
movie is sick, by the way.
Huh?
The last Rambo movie, sick.
The last Rambo movie's okay. Rambo, the movie titled just Rambo from 2008, that one's sick.
Is that
Yeah,
before
that one's
First Blood? Or is that First Blood?
First Blood is the first movie from like 82.
Yeah, that's the one you're talking about, right?
Great movie. No, I'm
No,
talking
2008.
Rambo.
Yeah.
It's titled.
That's the 4th one, right?
That's the 4th one. It's where he's still young enough to have it a little bit. It's sick. It's a good movie. He's just a boatman in Thailand. A lot of rape in that one. We'll get to it.
Was that the one that you
Rambo
texted-
Final Blood is not good.
Last Blood?
Yeah, I hate to break it. It was not a good movie. The end scene was sick.
That's what I'm talking about.
If there's one thing,
that
Sylvester,
makes it a good movie, though.
if there's one thing, well, if there's
That's
one
with
thing,
the barn and everything and the fire and the
Yes.
swords. Yeah.
and then he rips the guy's heart out.
Yes.
He goes, "I'm gonna rip your heart out like you ripped mine," and then he cuts into his chest, cuts a hole in his rib cage or his like chest. Well, you know the words. What's like the chest bone?
Your sternum?
Yeah, he cuts a hole in his sternum and then goes, "Ugh," and rips his heart out.
I remember watching that with my dad, and I was like,
Oh my God.
What is
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah, that was badass. The whole movie was weird. It was not a Rambo movie.
Because the first 2/3 of it is like him living on a homestead,
Yeah,
preparing for an invasion.
And then his niece gets abducted, raped, and drugged to death. And then he goes and gets the cartel to follow him home, where he sets up his own Vietnam-esque tunnels to fuck them up in.
I forgot about the tunnel system.
Yes, he made his own tunnel system
Just
on
like
his
Fallout
farm.
3, he becomes a tunnel snake.
Yes, it's
crazy.
He's always been a tunnel snake. He just wanted to. And then I watched Expendables 1 through 4. Also, I did spin Despicable Me last week. I did finish those movies today.
Oh, you did? It was like yesterday that you were like, oh, I got. What?
This morning.
That was literally yesterday. No, that was 2 days ago.
I finished Stallone last night. I watched Expendables 4 in bed.
The first one is the only good one, I think.
No, 1 through 3 are all the same level of. That was fun.
I remember not liking the second one, but I never
Brother,
saw
the second
Expendables 3 or
all-
Expendables,
so-
which the 4 is
I don't
the
think I've
A.
seen any of these
Expendables 4 is bad. Do you want to know why it was bad? We can talk a little bit of Expendables 4.
Is it because
real quick.
everyone else who is good, like
I
Jason
know why.
Statham?
No, so
movies. He's
Expendables
the only one.
Expendables 1 through 3. So these movies are high budget, but they are what they are. Their entire purpose is to bring every action
It's all
movie
fan
star.
service.
It's all action movie star legends to do a high budget, explosion heavy, fun fucking kind of meme. They all use each other's lines from their big franchises to each other.
Is Bruce Willis in there?
He sure is. He's
yeah,
church,
someone else
brother.
says yippee-ki-yay or
Yeah,
something.
well, someone says fucking like, yeah, Terry Crews is like, I'll be back. And then Sylvester Stallone's like, can you believe that? Yippee-ki-yay. And then Bruce Willis says some other shit like a Chuck Norris thing. They all use each other's lines. The whole point of it's just a fan service.
That's all it is.
And they're fun. They do it right. They are not too serious. They don't take themselves too seriously. They know their purpose. Do you know where the fourth one went wrong?
They took themselves too serious?
No. Well, sort of. Jason Statham demanded $25 million. He really
He's
is
the main character.
he's
He also
really the
has the best scene in all the movies, which is when he fucks up all the guys on the basketball court.
It's all good. Everything he does is good. But he demanded $25 million. Shout out Lee Christmas. And as a result, do you know what happened? They had no money to bring in action
Anybody
film
else?
legends. So no one returned except for like the B-rate guy, Dolph Lundgren, fucking Randy Couture. They returned. Sylvester Stallone was in it for.
Fucking Dolph Lundgren. I remember you texted me, but you're like, fucking Dolph Lundgren's in this? I was
They're
like,
the best,
yeah, dude.
Still, Expendables are fun as fuck. I had a good time with them. 4, there was no one in it. It was just Stallone was in it for like 6
Cameo
minutes.
appearance.
They kill him off in the first 8 minutes, and then you know he's not dead. And then at the end, it's shocker. He comes to save the day in the last minute, and you're like, okay.
It's like
But yeah, so
the
they had
guy with the TiVo in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, they had no money for anyone else. So it was just Statham and fucking Randy Couture. They brought in 50 Cent. Nice.
Blood on the Sand.
Blood on the
Win,
sand.
dub.
Yeah. Stallone Marathon. I'm going to miss it.
You can always rewatch it,
I bought almost all of the films.
including all the Expendables.
No, I didn't buy those. I don't say I bought it. I bought the Rocky collection.
I have a
I
new
just-
favorite movie character of all time.
Who?
It's Taj Mahal Badalandabad from Van Wilder.
Is that the Indian roommate from
yes.
his freshman
Yes.
year?
So the first one is all about Ryan Reynolds as Van Wilder.
Yep.
The second one is all about Taj going to Cambridge University.
That one's sick.
He takes basically like you ever seen what is it, Sydney White with Amanda Bynes, where like she gets moved into this like nerd infested house and then she turns them into all like popular kids.
That's not She's the Man.
That
is
sounds
it?
like
She's the Man is the soccer one.
That's kind of just the
Yeah.
house bunny. I'm familiar.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
it's kind of the
Okay.
same thing.
Same premise.
Yeah.
It's the same thing where he gets housed with like a bunch of losers
Yes.
and nerds, and he turns him into just like the most sex having.
What's his name again?
Taj Mahal Badalandabad.
One more time.
Taj Mahal Badalandabad.
Okay.
I'm surprised that
Hilarious.
I haven't seen the Van Wilder movies. The only thing I remember that is he took over the room next door, and then he's got a huge room with Taj
Right
Right?
in the
Is
first
that-
one.
in the freshman year.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And they have like a stripper pole. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, an unbelievable amount of hot women were casted in all three of those movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they could replicate that today.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah,
Madam
no,
Web.
that's appropriation of hot women now.
Yeah.
Can't do
Happens. But yeah, I really enjoyed the Stallone marathon. Thank you. Hey, thank you for letting me do that.
You're welcome.
The escape plan movies stink.
I saw 5 minutes and
Not
had no idea what was going on.
I'm not gonna say the first one the first one's pretty good. The concept of the first two movies should be really good movies. It's a guy whose whole purpose is breaking out of high security prisons.
Yeah.
It's a good premise. They do not execute it well.
Reminds me of The Rock in that one Fast and Furious film.
I thought you were about to say, what's the heist movie with The Rock in? Is it Ryan Reynolds?
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
No, it's like Red something.
Red Dawn, Red October, I don't know.
What?
But yeah, I really enjoyed the Stallone marathon.
Okay.
Stallone, did you know he just directs all of these movies?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Save it for the movie podcast.
Well, I'm going to
True.
talk the Stallone marathon, but yeah, I enjoy it
Bare
quite.
bones. That's going to be, I can already tell, that's going to be a full episode in its own right.
Yeah, we're going to go through each individual movie, but I like them a lot. I like Stallone a lot. Might be one of my favorite actors. Like, I had really never seen any of his work. He's the master.
He's a legend.
He's the king of the third act.
100%.
Undeniably, the king of the third act.
He cracked the code with Rocky 1.
He might not always crush the whole movie. When you know the final 25 minutes of a movie's coming up and it's a Stallone flick, buckle up, baby. That's going to be good. But yeah, I enjoyed
will say it did bother me, and I know, well, this will be the last thing on the marathon, I think.
Yeah.
At the end of Rocky 5, when he gets into a street fight
Rocky 5 stinks.
with, what is it? Something
Tommy Gunn.
Tommy Gunn.
Tommy Machine Gun, of course.
And then he runs up the steps in Philadelphia with his son to go to an art museum.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, so the funny thing is, Rocky 5 is so bad. And ironically enough, they did not learn their lesson, but they did. Creed is the same story. Creed 1 has the same story as Rocky
I
5.
might watch Creed tonight.
Creed's sick. I bought the 3-movie collection if you want to borrow it. Creed's dope. I did in my review of Creed 1 say R.I.P. Rocky. He did not die in Rocky. He's in Rocky 2. Or he's in Creed 2. But I thought he died. He did not.
I had a Blu-ray copy of Creed from one of my old roommates.
That's good.
We would always be like, you guys want to watch Creed tonight?
Creed's sick.
We never watched it.
Creed's
we lived together
awesome.
for 3 years.
Creed's great. I like Creed. I kind of want to. I reviewed Creed 2 kind of low before watching Rocky. Creed 2, the whole point is he fights Drago's son with Rocky's
the Russian
help.
machine?
With Rocky's help to like get revenge for his own father's death.
Does he also
You're telling me
become
that's a
punch drunk?
3-star movie? No, I need to watch it again and reassess. Now that I have the lore. I watched that and I was like, okay, he fights big Russian guy. What's the big deal? I know the big deal now. I need to go back.
I will allow you to break a second tenet of only one rating. You were missing
so
facts.
much.
I'll allow you to rewatch
I mean,
that movie.
what's the big deal? Who the fuck is this guy's dad anyway? Oh, the guy who killed his dad? Okay, got it. Makes more sense. But yeah, had a good time. I wanted to hate Despicable Me, but boy
I've heard
are those great,
Yeah,
man.
they're great.
A guy that I used to work with,
Boy, are
told me
they
that
so nice.
they're hysterical. And I was like, really?
But
All I've
genuinely, like our age find those films funny.
he was like in his
I wouldn't say
early
they're
40s.
funny, but they're really nice and heartwarming and like good.
Do you find the Minions annoying?
Yes.
Yeah.
But also they make me laugh. They make me chuckle
I heard
in a way that like I don't quite chuckle at a lot of things anymore.
they're not the focal point of the movie. is
They're
the
not.
thing.
No.
I didn't know that.
No.
From all of their marketing,
Brother,
I thought it
Gru.
was all Minions.
All grew.
We are going to steal the moon.
He does. He gets the moon.
Fucking spoiler,
Yeah, dude, he gets the moon.
What was the really inappropriate animated film about a hot dog?
Sausage Party.
Sausage Party.
Party.
That movie's
That shit made me laugh.
I didn't know.
Me too.
I
I
tell
hate
you?
to admit that I did.
I didn't think it was that funny until the final scene.
Yeah.
The
And I was like,
giant.
What is
grocery
happening?
Yeah, the giant grocery store orgy, the storgy.
Storgy, get out of here.
I do. I've watched Despicable Me 1, 2, and 3. I do have Minions and then Minions: Rise of Gru to watch still. I'm halfway through Minions. It's
Is it
just
ass?
it's an origin story of the
I
Minions.
was gonna say, are those spin-offs or
they're do you know all these movies make $1 billion in the box
No, it
office?
doesn't.
Yeah, 'cause all the
Every
kids are
single one of them.
obsessed with
Pixar,
Minions.
right?
The same
It's
way that we're
Illumination.
obsessed with like Clifford or Aladdin. Minions is just the
Aladdin
new
goes crazy.
Disney, and I don't even know if it's Disney.
So it's Illumination. They're the ones who make I think they make Sing, which I like a lot.
I didn't see that.
They need to keep making more live-action Disney princess.
You like those?
I fucking love them.
Really?
Mulan, I think, is the best one that I've seen.
I've
so
seen
far.
none of them. I've
People are-
seen none of the live action Disneys.
They're so good.
the
Do we have
only
to throw those on
Beauty and the
wheel?
Beast. Oh my god.
I did see
that
Beauty
one
and the
goes
Beast.
great. The only
I get a lot of flack because I have the John Legend Ariana Grande Beauty and the
Well,
Beast song on my
That's
Spotify.
That's the best.
It's
good.
a heater of a
beautiful.
song.
Yeah.
Absolute heater of a song.
The only gripe I have so far, I haven't seen The Little Mermaid. I don't know if you had, is Sebastian in it.
He's in it, but I don't think he has a focal role.
That's one that I have not watched. I heard bad things about it.
also
Mulan didn't have Mushu,
That's crazy.
That's
so there's no
wild.
point to watching it. I watched the whole thing waiting for Mushu, and then the credits were all. I was like, huh?
I mean, listen, this podcast was formed trashing on live action Disney. That's a core pillar of this podcast.
You're not wrong.
If we're talking going to the OGs, we have a fucking Aladdin thing over there. Like
with
Will Smith's
Smith
blue
yeah.
genie. This podcast was formed on making fun of Will Smith's blue genie. So
rest in peace, Robin Williams.
Yeah, rest
Sure,
in peace.
brother.
Yeah.
Do you not get that?
he's dead.
He was the fucking genie.
I'm
from
more
the-
than aware.
What did I just watch?
Somebody was the bad guy. It was
my
it
previous
was a
spin-
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, it was a Christopher Nolan film where he's the bad guy. And
Is it
he's the
Memento?
only no.
Memento's
Tenet?
fucking awesome.
Memento's like the picture one.
Is it Tenet?
No.
What was the other movie then?
God, I don't remember.
Couldn't have been The Dark Knight Rises. 'Cause I don't
Thank
think
you.
he's in it.
No, it was about like he killed someone. He killed a girl, a young girl,
That's
and then her
Memento.
body. No. Memento is about the guy who has he has like dementia.
Yeah, no, he has retrograde amnesia, and he was the one who killed his own wife.
But that doesn't have Robin Williams in it.
You might be right. Well, you did just watch these movies, I believe
Yeah.
you.
I don't remember the name of it, but really bad as an antagonist, Robin Williams.
Well, yeah.
He's too smart and
Hey!
too likable. He's too smart and too likable to like hate him. Like even as a bad guy, you're like, I kind of get why he did what he did.
I didn't like him in Good Will Hunting until I did.
Valid.
I tried to watch The Marvels the other day. I made it about 45 seconds.
It's not good. The Phase 4 is not good.
It's phase 5 now at this point, I think.
I have no interest.
So you guys are
unless-
getting 3 movie podcasts in a row.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're good.
all
We're
right.
leaving. We're leaving. We're leaving. Brian, your Penguin Plunge experience.
Wild.
True.
Awesome. It was beautiful.
What were you expecting, and what was the?
I wasn't expecting as much pomp and circumstance as it
Yeah.
was.
You
I
thought
mean,
you thought you were just gonna show up at the beach, run into the water.
literally thought it was like, hey guys, thanks for coming. Here's some hot chocolate. I did predict the like wave things because there's like there's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
But I also thought like it would be more people like at once. I thought maybe 2 waves.
I think because
thought the waves were too
Being
small.
in Wave 3, by the way, stunk.
Yeah, I think a lot of people left by then, and
I think it's because we're new too. I don't know.
it was the water wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And
No,
granted,
never
I haven't done it in like the winter, like the freezing cold with snow or ice.
You ever
Yeah, it
do
was-
like the Winnie Dip or anything like that?
No, I've never.
It's for
Dumb
the same,
question.
No, it's for the same.
I don't know.
don't
I've been here
know.
like a year.
Hey, the Winnie Dip has been going on since before you left.
I know, but you think I did that as a
Yeah, you think on his own he was independently?
17-year-old? Why you did?
No, you, Mister, did community service when you were in high school.
Yeah, but is that community service? The Winnie Dip?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just the
It's
same.
just raising
it's
money.
a different.
It's just a
It's
yeah,
a
it's just a
different
plunge.
Penguin Plunge. Yeah.
Anyway, water wasn't that bad, but it was brutal hitting the water for the first time.
Yeah.
Immediately knocked the breath out of my
Also,
my
we had a
lungs.
big wave come
we
when we
did.
went in.
I was also very weighed down by my bee costume, which I don't know if the listeners know about what we were.
Yeah,
or what
we showed the
did.
news
We
last
didn't
week.
tell
Yeah,
them
we did,
what
okay.
me and Riley were. We were beekeepers.
They were beekeepers.
Which that sucked. The beekeeper outfit.
I didn't even help you. I didn't even see you come out of the water.
I didn't dive in.
Okay, by the
Yeah.
time that you came
I went,
over to me, you were already like out of your costume.
I have a
essentially.
big problem with you, Hunter, actually.
What?
Because I learned while I was there that you weren't jumping in because of the tattoo. And then I thought to myself, what a fucking idiot for getting a tattoo
Yeah,
before the plunge,
Yep.
knowing for months on end that this plunge was happening at this date.
Now, Hunt, I know this isn't your fault.
No,
I know
I'm-
you were
no,
on
it is.
I know you were on vacation. You do deserve a little berating, so I'm
No,
gonna
no, no,
allow.
no.
I'm gonna allow. I'm gonna
I was
allow
like,
this.
as the leader of this
Yes.
hive, of this swarm, you were supposed to be in the trenches with us in
To
the
be
water.
fair, I did get up to my ankle wet, and I had sand in my Crocs for the rest of the time.
Can I
was
also
there.
give you some guff?
Yeah.
Your video is terrible.
Oh,
Yeah.
When all of us were in the water, you put the camera down at your feet, walked to the side, and then put it back up as all of us were like running out.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
haven't seen
I
this
forgot
video.
that I was recording about because it was a 2.5 minute video. And about
Lauren,
2
on
minutes
the
in-
drive home, Lauren was doing it, and I was like, wait. I was like, he missed all of the good parts.
But this is an opportunity. I'm giving you an opportunity to explain yourself. Why you booked your tattoo literally days before the plunge.
So I get, I have 4 weeks scheduled. I have 2 bonus weeks that I
it's
can
work
schedule.
related.
And I have to schedule my vacations in October of the year before.
Because there's only 2 of you.
Yeah,
Right,
because there's
at
only
your
2 of
job.
us and we have a small pool of floaters. And
Fucking real
I have
pharmacist.
other real life things going on that I don't want to talk about on the podcast.
Fair.
And getting a tattoo was going to make me feel better, and this was the soonest I could get in. That being said, it was the day before the appointment. I was actually talking to Riley.
Yeah, because me and him were talking about it because we just like
We're
got
gonna
the bee
get another.
costumes.
We still owe the people. We're getting a penguin tattoo on us.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I was like, hey, let me.
Let me
I
use-
went, yo, let me pop in for like 4 minutes of your appointment to get my penguin, and he was like, no, I need those 4 minutes. And I went, you're a selfish prick, and he went, oh, I can't go in the water, and I went, I'm gonna need you to ask.
No. It was Riley goes, can you even go in the water? And I go, I didn't think about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because he's like, yeah, I got my appointment. I was like, sick, I'm coming. I'm getting my penguin. And then I was like, wait,
And then the next
record stop.
Yeah.
Like, wait,
Can I
hold
tell
up.
you? So I was there. I was chatting with him. He was getting stuff ready to stencil onto me. We're chatting, and he starts tattooing. Maybe 15 minutes in, I go, "Oh, I forgot to ask before."
I mean, you were getting this tattoo regardless.
I was getting this
yeah, it's
tattoo
not.
regardless.
Yeah, it's not like you were gonna stop.
You're
I
not
was gonna
changing
I
yet.
meant to
Yeah.
ask him before, in general, but I go on Sunday. We have the polar plunge, and he just goes, "No," and I go, "That answers
Got
my
it. Yeah.
question."
That is funny.
So not only your mom flamed me pretty hard.
You
Yeah.
do deserve it.
That
I
doesn't
do
make it
deserve it.
okay, but I mean,
No, it doesn't. But I'd
like
the
to say
thing
good
is,
job
I'm
to
not-
me. I gave you no guff about it.
Hey,
And normally I would.
immediately.
Yes. Normally I would flame you for a week at least.
No, I had.
I gave you one like, I get it. You are an idiot, but I'm not even going to try to talk you into like anything.
But no. I'm not gonna defend myself. I'll give you my reasoning. That doesn't justify me still getting that tattoo. But no, I understand. I think that your beef with my decision is warranted.
thank
I
you.
hear you.
Thank you.
I reject your judgment.
But you reject, but you also accept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm over it. But-
Brian, one thing you're going to have to prepare for next year. The run-in is usually like 200
Way
yards.
further. It was high
Yeah.
tide.
It's usually like 200 yards. We ran 20
50
feet.
feet.
Yeah.
It was the highest of tides following flood stuff. Normally the run-in is a full-on football field and a half, It's super fun because then you're like trying to like Captain America, like pass people on the battlefield. Like,
But now that I think about it, we were pretty high up on the beach. We were up near the steps, near where that the
that's
stage
normally
is.
where it starts.
Right. So that was a normal starting position.
Yes, the water was abnormally high, even for high tide. It was like high for high tide. Because normally when you run in, it's
That would have been really miserable.
normal. Oh, because then the run out.
Yeah, and then
is-
you're just freezing cold and you're covered in sand now.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yes.
No, that was fun though. I enjoyed that.
It was a good time. I think everyone, there's a I've found getting people to do it over the years, like to join the team and to start doing it, is hard because people are like, I don't want to do that. Everyone
I don't know why.
everyone who's ever done it with us asked to come back the next year.
It's so fun.
It's one of those where I think once people do it, they're like, I need to keep doing this.
Yeah, it's for a great cause.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that tent with all where all the dudes are changing
Horrible.
really smelled like cum. Like it straight up smelled like cum in that tent.
All right, so Brian, let me fill you in.
Before we go on, I want to tell you the joke that I made. As we're walking out, I was like, I don't need to change after, but I do want to. I was telling, I don't know, I thought it was Riley, but I don't. Where is it? I was telling Riley that no, it wasn't. It was Logan. Me and Logan were next to each other when we were walking out, and I was like, yeah, I don't have to change, but I'm gonna go back in and just start walking around going, all right, penis inspections, take them out. No, but in years past, the way that it worked was they had did you ever have like portables, like portable buildings in elementary school where it wasn't in the main building?
Yeah, like trailers where you had to go.
Exactly.
I mean, we had them. I don't think I ever went in one.
So
Yeah.
that's essentially what they were, but they were heated, and it was fucking awesome because 24, probably 12 on each side.
Yeah, maybe like 20 to 24 people in them.
Not bad. There's
Yeah,
a
not
little
bad at
chair.
Everyone has a wall too.
Yeah, you can fit. You can just
Yeah.
asses facing asses.
It was like a 2x10 grid.
What's up, Jackie? We're talking about cock and balls. What's up, Logan? We're talking about you want to. You have words to say on the changing.
Get in there. We're talking Penguin Plunge.
So I'll give you my mic. Do you want to, with Brian, share your experience on what changing after the plunge was like?
Let me preface that when I walked into that tent, I thought it smelled like straight up cum. Like
I did not experience
you
that.
did not experience that?
I did not.
Okay. What was your experience?
Well, I'll preface by saying that I've had a lot of locker room experience. I played hockey my whole life, and I still play hockey, and so I'm used to just changing around a bunch of dudes. So I'm experiencing that. So I mean, there was like 30 plus people.
There was
in
at least
there?
30.
Oh yeah, you didn't.
No, it was crowded and chaotic.
But yeah, I didn't really. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of like all the bros are just changing after jumping in the ocean. I just did my best to keep mine covered up.
Well, I would have appreciated a little cubby.
Can you grab that mic? I got a question for you. Did you have any old guys? Because in years past, the old dudes in the portable storage units,
Yeah.
they're just showing off pure penis, like shriveled up cold dick in the shipping containers. Did you get any of that?
I don't think so, because when I changed to start, I went to the very back corner.
I saw
where
you were
nobody
away from
was.
everybody. Yeah.
And then when I walked in, I just stood there, and I had Riley right next to me and Taylor Jackson right in front of me, but I just changed. And then I
Full
was,
government name.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I said
baby.
that.
Nah, I don't give a fuck.
Any
It's not my
Oh,
name.
man.
Any thoughts on looking hot as hell on the news?
Oh, yeah. I was,
You were looking
Yeah.
strong as hell.
Huge.
I don't know. That was cool. That was funny. I don't really have any thoughts, really.
Show your coworkers.
I did. Yeah, I did. I did show my coworkers. That was me, and they're like, "Why were you in bee costumes?" And I was like, "I don't know." Like,
I was
what
being a
we were.
naughty little bee.
so
Nice catch.
I'm good.
Did that hurt?
Thank you.
That was loud.
It hit my bone. It didn't feel good,
Yeah.
but
Is this live? Or are we? Live?
yeah,
It
this
is.
is live.
Okay, cool. Any other questions? I will say, it wasn't. I remember last year's. I felt like it was better this year in a way. Like I didn't think like jumping into the ocean was that bad.
Well, the water was warmer, But also, Brian just finished talking about the run was way shorter.
Yeah, because it was high tide.
Yeah.
I remember last year it was like
Yeah,
it was like we ran like 10 feet and we were in the water. I told Jackie this at dinner. When I was running out like into the tent, there was a guy wearing like a Bills sweatshirt, and I was like, "Go Bills!" And that was kind of cool. Yeah, that was.
Wasn't it like 2 days later and Hampton flooded? Too.
so.
Didn't
Might
it
have
flood
been,
like
yeah.
that week? Yeah.
Yeah, because when you were leaving, the water was high. I'll swap out.
Yeah, when you were driving out, there's a entry road that has
the
like
lake
bog.
on the, yeah, the
It
bay
has
on
like
the right.
bogs.
Marsh, yeah.
Yeah, marshes
It was,
on
like,
both
up on
sides,
the
and they were
street.
at
Yeah.
the street pretty much.
Yeah.
So I think there was a flood warning for that.
That was crazy.
My uncle, you know the Ashworth by the sea?
yes.
Yeah.
You know that road that leads up to it from like when you get off the highway?
Yes.
My uncle lives on that street. It's where my grandmother used to live because she sold him her house every year. Ever since she sold it, it fucking floods.
Driving into and out of Hampton, I
Ass.
thought of like wait, what?
It's ass.
It's ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminded me of like Pogue area from Outer Banks. Like it's very
Oh, you're
like
talking Outer Banks.
what?
Yeah.
I've never been.
It-
that's
it's
No,
North
like-
he's talking
Carolina,
the
right?
show. He's talking the TV show.
It's like very like okay, this is a beach town, but like
you're
a
entering.
shitty beach town. Like
Yeah, they don't call it Heroin Beach for nothing.
it's called Heroin Beach.
I mean, that's what I've heard it called.
No, that's Hampton. No, that's Crystal Lake.
That's not.
That's
beach.
Heroin Beach. They call that Heroin Beach.
No, I figured. No,
No, that's
I've heard
Welfare
it's
Pond. That's Welfare Beach.
Welfare
sorry.
Pond. No, Hampton is now Heroin Beach,
Nice.
and if you're gonna go to a nice beach, you actually go to the next town over. You go to Rye.
You go to Rye.
Rye is wicked nice.
Last thing on the tent situation. So I run back in. People are there handing out towels. They're Special Olympics owned towels. So clearly in the past they've had issues with people stealing them. Right?
That's crazy.
They hand me the towel. I'm not even.
I would have taken the towel if no one asked me for it back.
Well, so I just decided. I'm in my full bodysuit B costume.
Which is thick. The
Soaking
material
wet.
is
Beekeeper.
thick.
Yeah, the beekeeper costume, which is a full body suit. It's
Also,
a,
you ripping the hood off of it was funny as hell.
that was a good move.
It was a good move.
Yeah, if I went underwater, I didn't want to be fucking drowning.
That's fair.
So I have my towel, but I go, I'm not even going to try to dry myself off till I get into the changing tent because it's not even worth it.
Was that the move?
Well, I tried to well, yes, it was. We'll get there. As I'm walking towards the tent, before you get into the tent, there are a bunch of people. There's fucking armed guard, not actually armed guards. It's old like women volunteers, and they
Is
go,
that the rock thing?
and they go towels. No, it's before you enter the tent. They had like 4 people on watch,
Yeah.
being like, "Towel, I need the towel now." And I went, "I can't give you my towel now. I'm not dry." And she went, "I can't let you take the towel in there." And I haven't tried to dry off yet. I have the towel because I'm like, I'm gonna dry off after I take this full suit off.
Yeah,
'Cause-
as you probably would want to do.
Well, it's like, okay, do you want me to fucking cock and balls out right now in front of all these people? Like, you have 2 options. I'm going to catch a charge, or you're going to give me this fucking towel. All right? So she goes, I need the towel. I go, no, I can't give you this towel. She goes, you can't enter the tent with the towel. And I went, okay, give me a second. And then I turned around, I grabbed my bucket, and then I just walked around her, just being like, I put the towel like in the bucket and just put my hat on top, and then just was like,
you
and
splinter
fucking-
celled your way by.
yeah, and then I snuck into the tent with my towel. Because they didn't let anyone take the towels in, so my towel was
You had
fucking.
contraband.
I did have contraband, and the people wanted it. Because I'm in there, I'm drying off. Tuba goes, "Yo, towel, give me that." And I go, "Nah,
What a narc.
this is mine." No,
Dude,
he
what
wa-
a fucking narc. Yeah, that's,
He's
no,
like, "I
that's
need
true.
to wash my feet off." I go, "Don't care. This is mine." Rookie mistake. I make one rookie mistake every year. I did not bring my backup shoes.
We should start bringing our own towels. That's a veteran move.
It is a veteran
I
move.
did.
Did you really?
It's a good move.
Yeah, so I
Damn.
walked out of the
Year
tent
one?
with my own towel.
Brian's a fucking vet.
He did. He had a beach towel because
Yeah.
I walked up to. He was waiting at the end. I was like, "Come on, Brian, let's go get some soup."
Yeah, and also wrapped up.
Yep, he was
Also-
wrapped up, comfy.
That soup,
Good soup. Good
gas.
soup. Yeah, good
That
soup.
shit was crazy.
Not good bread bowls. Good soup.
Yeah.
Do you want to share your thoughts about the costume contest?
I already did last
Oh,
week.
you did,
The
yeah.
last week's episode is called "The Screw Job of the Century."
Yeah.
For any reference. didn't want to like the Minions movies as I was watching because I was angry.
I'm
But I was
still
like,
mad that you didn't go with the title. It was something Schmeat.
yeah, Schmeat on a plate or something.
Something
Yeah,
like
that was upsetting.
But yeah, so I brought my towel and I was like, fuck that. Put it right. I left it in
we
a
really
butt.
just glossed over Will's electric interview.
We
No,
showed
did-
it
we did
last
that
week.
last
We
week,
showed
yeah.
it last week, baby. We're buzzing to be here.
Buzzing to be
Unbelievable.
47.
They didn't show that. I don't know if you saw the.
They
No,
interview.
did. I
didn't.
wish
Cut
they
that.
did.
Why would they?
Water's
Because it's
39
funny as
degrees.
hell.
How do you feel? 47 out. Feels pretty good. They should have. I showed all my coworkers. I was like, guys, I was on the news. Well, so also, we're on the. I don't know if the. We recorded Wednesday. So yeah, we're on the front page of the local newspaper. That was hilarious.
I was.
You were on the front.
was.
I was in the photo. You
were
were
in
You were
there.
the
It was
star.
just
I was
you.
the star.
It was just a photo. Of
What did
Brian.
your
It was just-
parents say? I assume you said that you went
I
check
sent
out
it
the
to
front
my
page of
mom.
the Union Leader because
Yup,
they know
yup.
that's the newspaper in New Hampshire.
And my mom's little cute name for me is B, and she was
Yep.
like, B, you certainly generated a lot of buzz that day.
How did
That's
she spell
the sweetest
B?
thing I've ever heard.
Just letter B.
Okay, all
She
right.
calls me just letter B.
Well, she had an opportunity.
She did. Yeah.
This leads me into a good topic. We know Brian's pet name from his mom. What's yours? What did your mom call you that wasn't your name growing up?
I've been pretty adamantly Riley for most of my life.
But
I'm sorry.
Nicknames.
That's kind of lame.
Nicknames for me do not stick.
why?
I don't know.
Because of Criley.
Criley did stick for a while.
So
I
that's the
imagine that your
Rylone.
mom wasn't calling you Criley though.
No, I get like
You ever consider going by Rye?
I get
Rye,
like
yeah.
if I get one, I don't like Rye though. I actively hate Rye.
I mean, that's fair. I'm just asking.
So like there are a couple people who call me Rye. My mom calls
Rye
me
guy?
Rye. Rye guy happens sometimes.
Rye guy. Yeah.
Rye happens from my mom 1% of the time. It happens.
But you didn't have like
But
my
I-
mom.
So at work, I have a Linda. She's Lynn. I'm Rye. That's the only person on the planet who calls me
It's
Rye.
just the same abbreviated name.
Yeah, because I'll be like, "Hey, Lynn." She'll be like, "Hey, Rye, can you?" Yeah, that's the only person I answer Rye to in the world is one of my
Did your
coworkers.
dad have a nickname for you? Like Fuckstick or something?
No, my dad's pretty. My parents are both very. I mean, you know it. My parents are Mr. and Mrs. Trudell.
I've
Yeah.
never
To everyone in my life, they don't.
Yeah.
They're not first name people. They're Mr. and Mrs. Trudell.
Yeah.
Your parents have told me not to call them Mr. and Mrs. Trudell.
Which is, but I
do not have it in me to disrespect them in that capacity.
So I have the issue. I have the inverse issue of that though, because like most people's parents don't like being called
Right.
Mr. and
Yeah.
Mrs. Whatever.
No,
They're
and
like,
that's the thing.
like your parents are like, call me Paul and Sandy. It's like I can't. It's not in me. It's not what I do.
no.
Like
my
when I meet
dad
parents.
is Paul.
Yeah.
My dad is certainly Paul.
I just so
my
I,
mom is Mrs. Marcoux.
I don't call people. I don't call people by titles. I just don't. I just
Yeah.
don't address. I'll just talk. I'll just start the conversation.
Exactly. I don't even
I
use a title.
just-
I just say, "Hey, how are you?" Like I don't say, "Hi,
I don't-
Mr. or Mrs."
I
I
don't
work
have it
with
in-
one of
I
my
mean-
uncles. Do you know how weird that is?
You work with an uncle?
Oh
I
my
work with an
head.
uncle that I have to email like 0.1% of the time. I can't open that email. Hi, Joe. I can't do that.
Uncle Joe.
Yeah, but I can't be like, hi, Uncle Joe. That's who he is. He's
Yeah.
Uncle Joe. Like, but I can't open any.
Joey.
Your parents will it doesn't matter how old they are or how old I am, they will forever be Mr. and Mrs. Trudell. And I don't know if it's because like I mean, I
It's
don't know
just
if you
the
feel the same
relationship.
way because
Yeah.
like I mean, we were over there every weekend. They opened their home.
Yeah.
We were part of the family. Whenever they were doing something, it was Hunter, Brian, do you want to come? Honestly,
Yeah.
it wasn't even that. It was
They're coming.
You're coming
It was
with
like-
us.
yeah.
Like I have a core memory where I was at Riley's house and they were going out.
I think we're going for a birthday dinner.
You were going to Olive Garden, and I remember it very.
We're not an Olive Garden family.
vividly.
That's weird.
And
family.
it was when I lived on Windswept Road, so I was right down the road from you. And I was
I
like,
miss
okay,
when you lived there.
I did.
I miss
too.
when we lived. That was the best.
that was
we
that
lived
was a
we-
golden era.
That
When was that?
18 months maybe,
Riley lived,
and I was in college for like 12 of it. I think
Oh.
It was the 6 months before you lived
it was when Hunter
at-
lived up on Coas.
off of Coas.
Yeah, like
Do you
not
remember
even
the
a
new
mile
housing
away.
development that was like, if you're going towards the Comcast
Yeah.
building, You're
Yeah.
building a bunch of houses.
Yeah, he
It-
lived like
no,
halfway
it was
towards the
after we
Comcast
left.
building, and it was great.
It was when
great.
I was still like working out, and I would legitimately put on a backpack. And
Well, that's
then
when I was
run the
working out
mile
too.
to
Yeah, I was
Riley's-
working
you
out
would
too.
run
I
to
would,
my house.
I would run by your house. Yeah, I would run. I would do my runs by your house.
But I lived there, and someone's birthday. I don't know whose it was, but it was okay. I'll come back later because they're going out for a family dinner. And Riley's dad walked in the room. He goes, "What are you talking about? You're coming too." And I was
Yeah.
like, "I don't want to impose." And he's like, "This is not a discussion type deal." He's like, "You are coming with us. That is the deal." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, I've never had nicknames really. They don't stick.
Yeah.
They've tried.
What
My
about
mom
Trudell?
called
Are
me
you ever just
Monkey.
Trudell?
My college girlfriends. I'm Trudy.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh,
only.
I knew that
It's the only
nickname.
nickname I have that like I still actively get
Honestly,
called to
that's like
a
a
subgroup.
hockey nickname.
I like Trudy.
Yeah.
I don't mind Trudy. It's a group of my like 5 best friends in college. They call me Trudy. That's about it.
It's weird to me that you call me a nickname and I don't call you one.
No, Nelson's not a name.
Who
Nelson.
the fuck said
My
Nelson?
the old fam.
Did your mom say Nelson? Your mom called you Nelson?
No, my mom didn't call me now. Our old. Do you know Charlie Capistran?
Yeah.
So he
Luke's
was our
dad,
he
right?
was our oil guy. We're family friends with him. My mom babysitted all their kids, so like we grew up with
Babysitted?
them. Yeah, babysat.
Baby set?
She babysat all their
Babysitted.
kids, so like we grew up with them very closely. He did the oil on our house. He called me Nelson because I guess in like the 50s there was some like folk singer named Charles Nelson Riley or something.
That's
So he called me
hysterical.
Nelson actively. Actively
That's
called me
honestly
Nelson.
Really funny.
It's a good name. I don't. But yeah, he did call me Nelson. I had some like fat guy names in like Little League, like pork chop
I
and
know
shit.
you've told me that.
I was Flash.
Every every fat guy has either a meat related name in baseball
Flash
or
is
like
crazy.
an ironic quick name.
Yeah.
Like there's Speedy. Come on, Speedy.
Do you know what parents would yell at me because my dad said it once during I played
I-
played up to U16.
I'd like to say it, but I can't because of our affiliations in charity.
it was he called me Twinkle Toes.
That's a good
That
name.
is a good
So
name.
parent like I was good at soccer when
You're
I was
Hunter
young.
Twinkle Toes.
No,
Mark.
they just called me Twinkle. They're like, "Go Twinkle Toes," because I think
That's
they
nice.
thought my dad like genuinely called me Twinkle Toes. I hated He would go, "Turn and burn, Twinkle Toes." I
That is a
hated
good
it. I
name.
hated it so much.
I have a really good last name for nicknames.
Oh,
Like,
You're
Obes is
Obes.
good.
I've lived my entire life.
Obes
with
is
nicknames.
good.
Obes, Bobes, Bobus, Ovaries.
I
Oberlies
forgot
is
about
yeah.
Bry.
Right. Be right. But yeah.
forget.
I mean, it's
the
just so easy.
leaves.
Forget the leaves. I am fucking.
Do you guys call all your cousins like any nicknames?
No.
You know Dominique. We call
Yeah.
her Dom.
I call all of my cousins their full names.
Yeah, me too.
William, like not even like they're like I have one of my good friend cousins is Will. I call him William. I've always called him William.
That's weird to me.
Everyone on the planet calls him Will because he's Will.
I
His-
knew him independently before
Yeah.
I knew you. That's just
As Will.
Yeah.
William.
I say Will.
You think
yeah.
I call him William.
Will
That,
you ever go by Bill?
no, I try to get every Will I know to be a Bill, and they don't eat it up. They're not there yet. They'll get there one day.
I like Woody.
Bill-
William's brother, Philip.
Bill has a threshold. You got to be like, once you hit 40, it's like Bill, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a threshold you
There's
have to hit
no.
before you can be Bill.
I'm not calling. If you're 41, I'm not calling you Willie.
Yeah, I'm not calling you Will. It's like
You're-
maybe in
when
your
you're
younger
an old
days.
man, you're Bill.
yeah.
That's it. No and ifs or buts.
Now we have
about
a friend who's nicknamed Richard. When does he become Dick?
it. Never
Because his name's
name
not
is
Richard,
yeah.
but it is.
yeah.
But it is.
Is that his middle name? Where did
No,
that
it's
come
just
from?
Richard. We just started calling him Richard B. Haynes.
Every part of that is funny because I don't think anything about that is true.
No,
What's his middle name? Michael?
no idea. I have no clue. It's not Richard.
What that? William?
I don't know his middle name. He seems like a Lester kind of guy, like some weird. I'm gonna call him.
I don't know. Will's got. I think calling him Woody or Wood
I would love Woody.
He's in my phone as Richard Haynes.
That's the funniest shit I've ever heard. He's also a guy that picks up.
He's a guy that picks up. Shout out Rick. He replaced the toilet in my apartment this
He
week.
also towed Lauren's car a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Shout out.
Rick's the best.
Hey, brother.
Rick,
What's up?
you're on the Plunge podcast. What's your middle name?
My middle name?
Yeah.
It is Michael.
I nailed it!
All right, thank you. We're trying to figure out where Richard B. Haynes came from. And Hunter wanted to know if it was your
Richard
middle
B.
name.
Haynes?
Yeah, Hunter wanted to know if it was your middle name. I said, I'm pretty sure it's not.
No, the B's for Robert.
Sweet. Thanks, brother.
All right, I love you.
That's good. He's at a party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
he's-
sure.
he's
and
probably
he
at Brian's
still picks
house.
up.
Maybe.
It's crazy. One, if Ryan, if you ever listen to this, I love you. You always pick up. You're always there for the boys.
He's the voice from that lamppost under there.
Yeah. It's crazy to me.
Oh, that was
Ev-
Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh.
Every part of that name, Richard B. Haynes,
Not real.
is not right.
Yeah.
Nothing is true in any capacity. That's crazy.
Yeah. I need to out Will. Real quick.
I'm in.
I went to they have pre-registration at the Penguin Plunge, right? The police departments they pretty much host people to go register early so you don't have to do it morning of, you don't have to rush up to the beach, all that. I get there at the same time as Will. Now we have some funny names on our team. I have to
do.
talk them through them. So I go, okay.
Like, majority being Tuba.
Tuba and Cookie Mike.
Yeah.
And the lady goes, "What are these names?" And I was like, "Oh, well, Tuba, Tuba goes by Tuba, and like Cookie Mike, that's his thing." She's like, "Oh, what about Wood?" And I go, "No." I go, "That guy over there?" She's like, "Yeah, he said he was Wood." I go, "Nope, he's not Wood. He's never been Wood. He's never gonna."
Bama Billy.
I go, "He's never been Wood. He's never gonna be Wood. He keeps trying to make Wood happen, and let me tell you, it's not happening. So no, please put him in as Will. He's not Wood." She goes, "Well, he told me he was Wood." I go, He's not Wood." I had to set him straight. I was
Does
like,
anybody else smell turkey now, by
I
the way?
do smell
Yeah.
turkey now.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Kind of nice, yeah.
It is.
I think Jackie's ripping up a rotisserie chicken.
That's nice.
Yeah, she's making her buffalo stuff again.
No.
Oh, that was so good.
It was delectable.
Hunter, quick high five. Brian, thank you for supporting us.
What?
That was the biggest sweat. The
The
Super
biggest
Bowl.
sweat of all time, our Super Bowl
Hey,
bets.
I also want to say
Oh.
you're welcome. You were gonna back out, and
I was going to cash out.
yeah, no,
Yes.
yeah, you were gonna cut your losses.
I was
going
to cut my losses
be
and just
even?
cash out at even from my bets because I didn't know if the Chiefs were going to pull it off. Of course the Chiefs were going to.
Yeah,
Me and
that's
Hunter
right.
made a lot of money that night.
collectively.
I think
Right.
$1,200.
No,
Yeah, that's
it
wild.
would be more.
Yeah.
I made 300.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and he made
I made like
made
$950.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I wasn't even gonna gamble.
Me neither.
And then
I
I,
didn't.
was taking a shower and I was like, "What are the bets?" And then you sent me two, and I go, "It's the Super Bowl."
I went, brother, Chiefs money line. Well, so you rode Chiefs down 10 with me too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the real money.
I should have done I should have chucked the whole thing.
I mean, because we had money from the.
22 and a half.
So I sent
over.
Hunter a text.
No. I texted you.
I
was about-
thought I gave you the 22.5. Did you give
No,
me?
no.
right,
I was
so we
getting
had-
in the shower. I said, "What are the bets?" And I said, "Send me one or two. I'll put 50 on each."
So I sent Hunter. I go, this is a lock. It was plus 22.5 first touchdown score, which meant you got Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, and Travis Kelce. It's them against the field, but I like my chances on those three.
I was worried about Debo. If we're being
I was worried about
honest.
Debo too, and Ayuk. It was
I wasn't
the
worried
field.
about Ayuk.
Listen,
If anything,
everyone else was an option. Every single other person was an option.
It's the Super Bowl. They're
It's-
not an option.
Correct. That's why I was like, this is a lock, brother. So that hit, and then we had a little extra money
That
when
was
that
electric.
hit.
It took
was
like
a
It took
a
like a
full
It took like
hour.
an hour to get there, but I went Hunt. The Chiefs are down 10. The Chiefs win these games. Shanahan loses these games. I put all the winnings from that first bet, and I did drop another 150 live
on that.
on Chiefs money line.
That's crazy.
At
I didn't
plus-
know that part.
At plus
That's
300.
Yeah,
I
you
put
did not tell us that in the moment.
I put more money in.
No,
Yeah.
all I said was I'm gonna put like all of.
I'm emptying the account, but then I went and put another 100 on.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's real degenerate shit.
Listen, I saw my opportunity. I'm not going to get Chiefs money line plus 280 again. All right, I'm taking this.
Seriously.
I'm playing with house money. I have the Lamar money. I won Lamar MVP.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I won Lamar MVP. I cashed out. Well, because I had a good week. Okay, I had
great week.
AFC Championship. I had Travis Kelce first touchdown. That put me up 7 units.
Really?
Yep.
That's wild.
And then when I was at the Celtics game, I bet Tingus Pingus first basket.
I forgot about
that. That put me up.
Which he tipped us off to, and none of us listened.
I
He texted me independently.
So-
and said, "Can you make a bet for me?" And by the time I responded,
My
he goes,
shit loaded.
He was like, "I'm straight." And I was like, "All right."
My shit wasn't loading, and DraftKings gives me problems in Massachusetts sometimes. So I was like, hey, brother, I need you. Tingus Pingus first basket. I bet that live at the game.
That's electric, by the way.
Also, I did win a bet there because I tried to give everyone insider trading.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
In warm-ups, like 2 minutes before tip-off, Jaylen Brown fucked up his hamstring or something. And I texted everyone I knew who gambles, and I went, yo.
You did not tell us that, though.
I said Brown just fucked something up in warm-ups. Take the unders.
He did text us that.
And then Tatum fucked me because I did independently. I took Jaylen Brown under points at like even money, but then I made a parlay that was also Brown under points, Tatum over points, Derek White over point, Kristaps Porzingis over points. Tatum had an off night, but
Tatum fucks me every day. I'm like 3 for 13 on Tatum overs. Like,
yeah, I'm not doing. So what happened?
Also, how many parlays are you involving him in?
every one of
All
them.
of them. So, yeah, I did have some insider trading. Saw the under hit, which also was a sweat because he had like 14. His line, I think, was 19.5. He had like 14 at the half. He ended up playing perfectly fine. But he was perfectly fine. The under did it. He was fine. But I did Tingus Pingus first basket. That put me up 6 units. So I was already up big going into my Lamar money. I did Lamar MVP plus 1,600. That put me up a lot of units. So I cashed out for like $2,000. And I left
nice.
I think I had $250 left. And I said, that's Super Bowl money. That's free money.
I think
And then I turned that into another $1,000, and I cashed that out, and now I have gambling money for the cruise.
Me in my entire season of NFL betting, I was down every dollar
Until the Super Bowl?
until the Super Bowl. I think it's just a wash now.
I'm probably the same boat.
Well, make sure you don't bet all of that because that's taxable. You have to report that.
I know.
Not if it's a wash.
No, your losses do take account.
It's you
Your
only
losses
have
take
to
account.
do it if like you have won money.
if you-
But
won.
yeah, those are gains that he cashed out on.
Yes, for sure.
So he has to report those.
Yes.
No, but they count against
but
the losses.
but I have to check my account to see how much I'm down to counteract.
It's cumulative, not like
Yes.
okay.
Yep. I've been in the game for a while. I know how it works.
I am not. So
My dad hates my taxes because he's like, all right, so what? We're just doing your house and your income. I was like, yeah, but also I got like the 2 houses, and then I have my gambling stuff. Here's my Robin Hood. He's like, I don't know how to write these. I was like, here's a 1099.
Here's a wiki house.
It's fine. It's fine.
What do you
Shout
guys-
out my dad for helping with my tax because he owned an apartment for 30 years, so he knows how to actually do the apartment stuff. So, what a help.
Well, on that note, why don't we get at it?
What are your nicknames?
It's
Yeah.
Monkey. My mom calls
Your
me
mom calls
Monkey.
you Monkey?
Yeah.
I've been.
I've never heard that.
Well, she doesn't say it in front of people. I'm outing myself, but
So you're B Monkey. I don't have a name for my mom.
I'm
me and
B.
Brian together are Monkey B. Luffy.
Monkey B Luffy. That's right. Monkey B Nelson.
All right, that's the episode
think that's
title.
it.
And in the 11th hour,
Monkey B Nelson.
Monkey B. Nelson.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Richard B. Haynes.
Richard B. Haynes, Monkey B. Nelson. We'll see you guys next week for the movie pod. I'm going to enjoy my cruise. Cheers to that.
I'm out, but
Cheers.
cheers.
Enjoy, brother.
I am burnt the fuck out. I need it. Hopefully I don't die in the Bahamas.
I hope so, too. That would
it's
be
a-
big bad if
It's
you
a
did.
stage 3 threat at the moment.
Yeah, but that
So I
could
think I'm
go-
just going to stay on the boat.
That's
You
not
should.
bad.
I think
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
should.
going to stay on the boat and get drunk.
Is your brother going with you, Corey?
No.
I was gonna say, tell Corey to stay on the boat. He's a chronic
Cor-
off the boat guy.
Yeah.
Let me tell that real quick. Corey is not just a chronic off the boat guy. Corey is I need weed and there's no weed in the in the cruise port.
On the boat.
Well, not even in the boat. The cruise port is also it's an extension of the boat.
Yeah, they own the land.
It's-
I gotcha.
Corey's a chronic. We're walking past these armed guards
To go
into
find-
town. We're going into town. You never want to be with someone who needs to go into town past the armed guarded area.
The garmed.
And he always finds it. It's incredible. I don't.
Well, you know what Corey has? He has the
Riz.
fabled
The wrist.
It's got
ability
Riz.
called the gift of gab.
Yeah.
You can always-
Language barriers, gender barriers, education barriers.
I don't even go with
It does
him.
not matter.
I won't even go with him, but he'll just come back. I'll be like, "What the fuck?" I'll see him. Like, dude, what the fuck?
He's
He'll
like,
be back like 9 minutes later. You're gonna be like, "How the fuck did you?" Yeah.
It's a talent.
Well, we'll see you next week on the episode podcast.
The episode podcast.
We're-
That's right.
The movie podcast. Hey, Failing Hollywood, we're coming for your ass. And for SB Dubs, also loosely associated host, stay moist. And check out our other shows on the Inner Circle Podcast Network. You can check out the Untrained Eye, HT Nos, no. The Joby Show on the Inner Network, no. Failing Hollywood, The Hood Diner, Simmons and More. What am I missing? Angry motherfucking dad. How could I forget? Huh? I said the Hood
Yes, you
Diner.
did, yeah.
I'll say the Hood Diner again. 3 times even. The Hood motherfucking Diner. And we're going to shout out the All Bros because they came on our charity live stream and we broke down Saltburn. And shout out Scoob. Crucified Scoob on Twitch. Most Crucified on Twitter. What's the show that he's on right now? Is he on one? He might not be on a show right now, but he's doing his fucking thing. He's still looking. He's got a new Cheeto Man, but he's still looking for the old Cheeto Man because he might be dead or in prison. And I don't know what Riley's doing, but I'm still filling air. Shout out Scoob. You're learning how to play the King on Tekken, and you showed us on your stream the bees, buzz. I promise next year in your slots, if you're coming on again, I will not fall asleep. That's not a promise, but I will certainly do my best not to. I was very tired, and I want to apologize. So thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you next week.
Bye.